Hi, I'm Rico.
This is the game plan.
Welcome back.
We're going to talk to you today about our perfect convention.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. That's a perfect way to say it.
Well, good.
I was trying to think of what I like. The top things that we'd like at a convention that if it was good and we wanted to go there, that it would have.
That's a little too long, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like yours.
Yeah, more
Okay.
succinct.
Okay. Yeah. So, to be honest, I don't know that any of these are in any particular order for me.
No, they're not.
It's just kind of I want these.
These are things that would be good. We each picked 5 things that we would have at our perfect convention.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Have at
Okay.
it.
My first thing, and this is a big pet peeve of mine at conventions, you have to allow outside food and drink in your convention area. You just have to. We're coming here for a few days. We can't all go out and buy food every meal. We have to be able to bring things with us and eat them while we're playing games because we don't want to pause all the time to go get food. Yeah. And we just want to grab something quick and we don't want to pay outrageous prices, which is usually how hotels
Yeah,
are.
and on top of that, I think is the type of food that you're gonna. I mean, if you eat out all the time, you're just gonna feel like crap.
Yeah,
like
it's just gonna be chicken fingers and French fries every meal.
I mean, you can go even if you go to nice restaurants, it's still not healthy.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to have the option of, okay, we're gonna have some Greek yogurt and a hard-boiled egg for breakfast, and I want to take that with me so that when I'm setting up the game, like just throughout the day, if I want to have healthy snacks, almonds or something.
Yeah, and water. Some people won't even let you have a water bottle sitting on the table because it's not their water bottle. Like, come on, guys.
That's a good one. So I had this doesn't really fall into the big categories for me, but I had written allow food in plain area as kind of like I was going to mention it at the very end, just kind of to sneak it in, but man.
It's a big pet peeve of mine.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's number 1.
All right.
Okay.
So again, mine aren't in any particular order, but I feel like if I don't mention this one first, some of the things later won't, it ties in with a lot of them later, is I would love to see, and I haven't seen this done well, is app integration.
That was sort of one of mine too, but yeah.
Okay, so when I say app integration, I'm talking about a native app. So a lot of times what they do is they create websites, and then you can create an app that kind of makes a view to the website. What I would like to see is a native app that's made for client-side mobile. I'm not going to get technical on that, but essentially something that could be used for scheduling.
Yeah.
So you could go on and say what games are in the library, and you can schedule them, or you can add your own entry from BGG if you brought a game or whatever. You can schedule through that. You could integrate library checkout and management with this. So imagine instead of having a desk there with people managing the check-in and check-out process, you just go with your phone or your tablet or whatever, and you just scan the barcode itself. It registers that you're the one who checked it out, and it says bring this back by this time, and you just go. And when you're late, it sends you an app notification saying, hey, you're supposed to return this or something like that. I mean, it would just reduce the amount of clutter that the library has to deal with, and then that way the people who are managing the library only have to deal with verifying the game has been returned and putting it back on the shelf. Easy peasy. You could use this. I go on for days. Announcements, right? You can do all of your announcements through the app. You could do any type of messaging that you need to do. So if I scheduled a game and I had 4 or 5 other people who are going to be playing with me, and one of them wasn't able to show, they could just make a quick comment that everybody could see.
Or if you're selling a game to somebody, you can just go through the app and you don't have to have each other's phone number and all that stuff, because that can get kind of annoying is this the right person? Did I put the number in correctly? And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. And you could just straight to that person, where are you? I have your game. Yep.
Yeah, there's just, a full-blown app could make a convention awesome. Yeah.
So I'm going to go to my next one because it ties in with this. Sure. But an app with scheduled games and raffle winners. Because I do not like it when they announce raffle winners while you're trying to play games. Yeah,
and that was my whole thing with the announcement. Like, you could put all of that kind of stuff into the app.
And then you don't have to go take your ticket and go look at this big line of things, and you can just put in the number and see if it's won something.
You register the tickets with the app, and that way it'll just announce, hey, you just won the raffle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Are the love technology.
All right. Your next one, because I just went.
Okay, so that was okay. So from here, I think it a lot of it kind of ties back into that app. Like to
Yeah.
me, maybe I could have just had one list,
And just
one item is the app.
Have an app.
But okay, so the next one I'm going to mention is hot games, and I know a lot of cons do this hot games, but I just don't feel like I've seen any of them do it the way I'd want it to be done. So
I took this one off my list because I knew you would put this one on your list.
really,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
Well, I just had hot game area, but I'm sure you're going to go in more depth with it.
Yeah. So, hot games, they're fun. They're that's cool. It's exciting. It's the sexy, but it's really crowded, and I get a sense of I feel rushed when I'm in
Yeah.
it. I'm sitting at a hot games table, and people are constantly walking by, looking over my shoulder to see how far along we are.
And are you guys almost done? Because we're way over here, but can you come get us when you're done?
Yeah, I just don't like that. I want to feel comfortable, and I want to feel like I have my time and all this. And so, what I would love to see is one, schedules.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in a hot game table, you have to be there because of a schedule. Or if someone, if the schedule's open, sure, sit down, but you have to be out by the next scheduled game. Which I think would help with that whole, you guys aren't done, when's the next schedule? Oh, that's when it is.
Yeah.
Or I just already have my schedule, so I just know to show up at that time. But I think also it would help with the constant feeling of being rushed or like I'm taking too long here. Have teachers for the games. Just have and maybe not have so many. I mean, it depends on the size of the convention, I guess. But like if you have, say, 7 hot games, you could have 2 people being realistically know all 7 of those games and be teachers and just kind of wandering around and just
answering questions if you have like a big question.
Because we spent
I'm sure we're both thinking of
Vindication at Dice Tower East 2019.
Yes.
We spent probably just as much time trying to figure out how the game plays as it took for us to play the game, which wasn't short. The rule book for that game is horrible, but in general, it was just very frustrating. We ended up actually having to go to the counter, ask to see if anybody there could tell us, because there was one thing that the rule book wasn't explaining correctly or at all.
It was in one little section at the bottom of a page, and it was just throwing the whole thing out.
Yeah, and it just totally ruined. We actually ended up just starting completely over
Yeah.
when we realized we were doing that part wrong. Anyways, teachers. I would love to see teachers.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So that would be mine for hot games. Is do it on a schedule so you don't feel rushed and have people there to explain.
And I noticed at Dice Tower Con they had a teacher for one of the hot games, but she was basically standing there for that game. And that's it.
What I would imagine, it was likely someone from the publishing company
Oh, okay.
who was assigned to teach that game. My guess. I don't know.
All right. So, pretending that we don't have an app, I really like it when you scan your badge to check out a game in the library. I do not like it when you have to give your license to the people.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like they're just, and I know it's never happened to me. I just feel like my license is going to get lost. And if you're flying in to play at a convention, you have to have your license to get home. So that's stressful for me. Because I'm an anxiety ball when I'm flying anyway. So scan the badge, have something set up to where you just scan on the computer and you take the game. Don't make me give you my driver's license.
Yeah, and we move a lot, and when we moved to, I believe it was Colorado, we kept our old licenses and used those for that
we did do
reason.
that.
Because it's like, I don't want to give you my license because it's not. I guess I'm not super afraid they're going to try and steal my identity. Or
No,
anything.
it's going to slip out of that folder and who knows where it is.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, it's stressful.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call.
Thank you.
Let me see if any of these. None of these are in any particular order. All right, so the next one I was going to say, and it kind of ties into some of the things we've been alluding to and what I think the app could fix, is just no PA announcements. I don't like PA interruptions. The audio system, we have an announcement. We'd like everybody to stop playing your game so that we can tell you that there's a blue coat in the lobby.
Yeah.
If I was missing a blue coat, I'd go look for it. No. Put it in an app, make a little notification, I can just look, and I'm done. I just don't like that. And the worst of it, by far, is the raffling. You can have 500 people playing games, and then you need to disrupt all of that to announce a few tickets and wait for the person. You announce all those digits, and it takes a little bit for someone to realize, oh, that's me, and then they have to come, or oh no, that's my cousin, I gotta go get her in the other room. It just, the hell with that.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I would rather just not win than have that. Like, just don't even have a raffle.
Yeah, I would rather nobody get anything to hate
to
that.
avoid that.
So we just turned into negative.
We
Nellies.
did. We love conventions.
Yes, especially ones that don't have a PA system. Or use. I actually said no PA system use. Obviously, in case of emergency, Amber Alert. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But
okay. So another one of my pet peeves, and I've got a lot. I'm a peever.
Yeah.
The size of the game tables, guys. What is the deal with little tiny rectangles or huge giant circles? Why isn't there not like an in-between size table? And I understand that it's all based on what the hotel has, but I just don't get it.
It seems, it does. It does seem odd to me that I'm realizing how important a shape of a table can be when playing a board game, and how few ideal shaped tables must exist in the world.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a gaming convention, you're like kind of stuck at a point where you have to bring two tables together, which makes it way too big, and it's awkward, and people are like, "What the heck, dudes?" And then you have these chairs sitting off to the side because when they come to get, anyways, there's that. Or sometimes they have big ones, and you're like, "Well, this is a bigger game, and I need to put it on there," and then it's three times larger.
Tiny in the middle, even though it's a big game.
Everybody's leaning over to try and do all their movement. That is frustrating.
It's kind of exhausting. I know that sounds terrible, but it makes
first world problems.
Yeah, seriously. It's like tiring to play the game then because you've got to like keep doing that every single time.
Yeah. 2 hours. I mean, it can be a little wearing on your back for 2 hours. You're leaning over doing this all.
And you've got your badge and it's falling all over the stuff and anyway.
Yeah, good call. I didn't even think of that, but that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Your go.
All right. So my next one, I think, I'm going to go with this one. My next one is going to be a reservation or a collection of large quiet rooms. It's very common to see secondary rooms off to the side for, usually more quiet. It's usually quieter.
They're usually just smaller, so they're quiet.
Yeah, they're just smaller, so there's less people. But at the same time, if you get one loud person in there, because it's smaller, that sound is going to amplify.
That's true.
But it's common to see strategy game room, and it's quiet, and I get that, and I like that. But more of them. It's very rare for me to go and see these, and they're not just packed. So I would like to see more or larger quiet rooms that are available, where there's no party games, no kids,
no skulking.
Yeah, nothing like that. Just strategy, or just, I guess you could play a party game, just be quiet.
Yeah, you could play a lot of party games that are quieter. I just remember a Skull King tournament.
Yeah.
And when you say yo ho ho, people just got way out of control. Yeah. So that's what came to mind when you said that.
Sure. And that's generally it, is just a place for us to get away from the people who like the boisterous and loud.
And that's fine if that's what you like, but it's
just go to a place where the sound doesn't penetrate everything. If you go to a patio and you're outside, you can be as loud as you want and you really can't tell that you're being loud. But when you're sitting right next to me in a room the size of my kitchen, you're going to be really loud, and it's going to be annoying when I'm trying to concentrate and read something.
Yeah. That ties in well to my next one, which is a quiet room.
Oh, okay, sure.
Maybe 18 or older. Kids' games just always seem to be a little more loud.
Yeah, and the game itself, even they have plastic components that are clanking, or trying to pick stuff up, and it's dropping blocks and just loud. Marbles clanking.
Mm-hmm. So that was my last one, was a quiet room.
Okay. If you had to guess, do you think that we have anything in common? And then
we're old curmudgeons.
Yeah. Okay, so my final one is, I think maybe next to the app. Again, the app by far, but this is probably my number 2 if I had to order them. Is less than 500 attendees.
Whoa, that's really small.
Yeah, we've gone to a few that are a couple thousand, and it's not horrible. This last, it's interesting because there's the dice tower splitting away from the people who've been managing that previously, and they're going to be doing their own Dice Tower East now. And one of the reasons was, as Tom said, that he wanted a more intimate gathering. It was interesting because when I first arrived, it was larger, I believe, than the year prior, which we also went to, and I noticed immediately. I was like, this just feels too big to me. Like, I'm still going to have fun. I still had fun. It was fine, but it's definitely not a must for me anymore. Like, we went last year as our first time. We were like, yes, definite must. And then when I came back this year, I was like, well, it might have moved off my must list. I'll probably go to it because it's nearby, but it's not one that I'm gonna I have to go because it's super awesome, because it was getting too big for me. I would like to see 500 attendees. The reason that I would like to do that is, multiple reasons. One is it's a social hobby, and a lot of the reason that I go to the conventions is to play, not only to play games, but to play games and potentially meet other people who are really cool and fun to play with. And then we've met several people that way that we attend many conventions with, and we play with a game or two with them every time, and it's great. Like, you can look forward to that throughout the year. And when there's just so many people at the convention, you just don't feel like you make that connection.
That kind of gets lost.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It seems weird, but when you have that many people will find like a clique and just kind of stick in that area with it, for the entire time, so they don't really branch out much. Whereas if you have a smaller attendee set, it feels like it's more natural to have chats with people who are around you when you have an entire room, and this is it. This is everybody. Whoever you can recognize instantly after a day or two, everybody that's there. And so it just, I don't know, there's something about that feels warmer to me. It feels closer to me.
Kind of like the gaming vacation.
That was amazing. Yeah, so we went on the Rocky Mountain gaming vacation, which unfortunately
no longer exists.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. But several years ago, we went to it once, and it was amazing. It was exactly that. It was just a few hundred people, and a lot of the stuff that we talked about here. But it's just, there's something about a smaller set of people. It's going to feel less hectic. It's going to feel more intimate. It's going to feel more meaningful. Your experiences with the people around you, to me, feel more meaningful when it feels less like I'm maybe just in a huge mall, right? Like, to me, this doesn't feel like a private gathering. It feels like I'm in a mall. It feels like I'm in a public space, because there's so many people that I don't recognize, and I'm not going to remember from day to day. I'm going to see new faces every day. It doesn't feel like I'm part of anything.
I can get that. So, I had less than 3,000, but yours is way smaller than mine.
No. Yeah, I think my target is a little bit more difficult. I think a lot of the conventions want to be big enough that publishers will want to come, and that's sponsorship. I get that. That does kind of tie into one thing that I've kind of thought is I would be willing to pay more for this type of experience, which was part of the Rocky Mountain gaming vacation. It was, it was kind of expensive, but it's because it provides you all these luxury, and it was worth it to me. It was just such a good experience.
We made some good friends there, and
it
was nice. It's a shame that it doesn't exist anymore. Sorry, guys. We're advertising this thing that doesn't
it doesn't exist, but it was fantastic.
But it was perfect.
So if anyone else wants to do something like
if you want to get that started,
leave a comment below and I'll tell you some ideas.
All right. Well, that was our basic notes for a perfect convention.
Perfect convention.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know what things you love about conventions and how many of our ideas you think are just garbage.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we are not the majority.
Probably not.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
I love technology.